What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to show you how to catch bass in the wintertime. So let's talk about bass fishing in the winter. I'm talking about like late November, late December. Now, you definitely got to be like a warrior to get out and go fishing in these conditions. I mean, I guess it really depends where you're from. You know me, I'm from Ohio, so like when we're talking late November and then on into December, you get snow, you get ice over. Sometimes the lake might even be frozen and you might be ice fishing. But there is so much inconsistency in the weather that you do get open water, and for some reason, every year I find myself getting the itch to go out and go fishing. So one way that I've been able to successfully catch bass was just by fishing off the shoreline and just fishing really slow off the bottom. So the first thing that you guys have to really key in on when it comes to fishing in the wintertime is fishing super slow. You have to throw a bait out there and you're essentially just gonna drag it on the bottom really slow until you feel a bite. You're not gonna feel the most aggressive bite this time of year. You're almost not gonna know if you have a fish at all. Now, the next thing is you have to pick out the right bait that is going to get the fish to eat it. Because unfortunately, this time of year, guys, fish aren't going out of their way to eat. If you can get it in front of their face, they definitely will eat it, but you gotta put it right there. So what do bass do in the wintertime? They go to winter holding grounds. If you're fishing big lakes, they're probably gonna be pretty deep. If you guys are fishing ponds or a local body of water, they're not gonna be as deep as you think. They might be in like 8 foot of water because that pond might only get maybe 10 foot deep. So these fish are holding tight to the bottom, and that's where you need to place your bait. So now when it comes to picking out a bait or a rig, there's really not too many options because, like I said, these fish are lethargic and they're holding tight to the bottom. So this makes it a lot easier to pick out a bait to fish. These are 3 that I'm always throwing, and I pretty much stick to these throughout the whole winter. The first one being a Ned rig. I will take any type of bait that I just like that day. It could be something small like this that is just a little like bait fish imitation. I'll use something like a 𝗙cie𝗹𝗶𝗹 bug right here. This is a great option for a Ned rig, or just a stereotypical Ned rig worm. I will start there. It allows you to be really light and just really be finesse. Now the next thing that I'm gonna go to is a shaky head with some small form of craw. What I'll do is I'll take a really light shaky head, I'll take a smaller craw and just put it on there. I'll pair these 2 up together and fish them very slow on the bottom. The shaky head is really nice. It really pins that bait to the bottom and it does keep it weedless. You know, you can get away with a Ned rig a lot of places because it is so small, but one thing that you'll find in a lot of lakes and ponds are dying off weeds. Like at this point in the winter, everything's just died and gone down to the bottom. So if you could stay weedless to avoid all that gunk getting on your hook, I would definitely do it. So the shaky head works as well. Now this is another presentation that is very similar to the shaky head. It's like almost the same thing, but it works better with a little bit bigger bait, and that being like a fixed EWG. So this guy has a weight on there. It looks just like a shaky head, but it's connected to an EWG worm hook. I will use this just like a Texas rig setup as well. It virtually has the same effect as the shaky head. You just have a little more room to put a creature bait on there. So I'll pick up something like a bandito bug and I will drag this on the bottom as well. I pretty much filter through these presentations and just fish tight to cover. I try to get to the deeper portion of the pond. I try to find those winter holding grounds and just drag on the bottom. I don't go crazy with it. You know, it's already bad enough being out there when it's 30 degrees, wearing gloves and a winter hat. Most people have their boats put away and don't want to fish anymore. But if you guys want to get out and try it, here's 3 ways that you can do it. That's the way that I've been successful. And my biggest tips for you guys are just to fish slow and really just be patient. You know, you gotta put that bait in front of that fish's face and you gotta keep it there because it will take them a second to eat it, and you just really gotta feel. You really gotta feel for that bite, and when you get it, it'll be like the best feeling in the world. But nothing's harder than going from summertime, flipping jigs and fishing pretty fast, to having to completely get out of your comfort zone and just roll a bait on the bottom. I hope that helps you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, do me a favor, smash that subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below. I want to hear from you guys. I'll see you guys later.